Welcome back to Brooksy's Car Restoration. Do you remember when you were a kid and Mum said, "You gotta eat your veggies before you have your meat"? Well, that analogy to me is always, what do you call it? Rang true with a lot of things in life. For me also, it reigns true, and I apologise about someone pressure washing next door, but whatever. Yeah, so like for example, if you watch the last, we've got ourselves a new beast. So, here's the meat. There's me veggies. One veggie, another veggie. So, I need to eat my veggies before I eat my meat, basically, in a way of speaking. So, in today's episode, we're doing some more on the Flip series. I need to sell a couple of cars so I can keep doing what I do. So we'll be preparing those cars. We'll be detailing, maybe a little bit of painting, this, that, whatever else. So yeah, please feel free to come along and join us as we get the Swift and the Jeep ready for sale. So yeah, like I said, better eat our veggies before we eat our meat. But yeah, I'm really excited to get back on, start doing this Triumph. I want to, potentially put it back on the road. But like I said, in order to do that, I need to recover some money first, and it may need a thing or two. Well, it'll need a new clutch fan, and it'll need, who knows what to pass rego, potentially some light covers and stuff. So. Anyways, and we also need to eat, so it is what it is. Hopefully I can smash up both these cars today. If not, this video might come out next week. Anyways, let's get on with it, shall we? Oh, and another issue I just remembered. So in order to do any sort of work today and stuff, I'm potentially painting some rims. I still got all of this to deal with. So yeah, there's no space at all to get stuff done. So I may spend half the day just cleaning, who knows. But yeah, we'll just take one little bite at a time and try and get through the meal. So basically, what I want to do with the wheels, and probably a lot of people would think it's not really worth it or whatever, is, you see how the covers are all sort of scratched up and got a rash and blah blah blah. So we take them all off, smooth them out as best as we can, give them a coat of one of my favourite wheel paints, and just make them all look nice and shiny again. And then in the background, if you see underneath, the actual steel rim or whatever is quite rusted now too, so you're not really going to notice it unless you look hard. But if you blacken those and then it's brighten these, it really makes the car pop, plus with some nice tyre shine. And like I said, you might think it's not worth it, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and when you're going for every little dollar, a splash of paints, can of paint's only $20 or whatever. Yeah, and you can see that it's quite rusty, and they're not bad, but they're all got this little bit of a rash here and there. And so if you just give them a light sand back and hit them with some paint, you'll see shortly. Part of the process of, otherwise the car itself is absolutely beautiful and stunning. And then on the interior, we're just going to make this pop. It's all going to get shiny. The dash is all going to get shiny. It's not dirty or anything. Then we've got a few stains here and there. We'll take those out. Just general clean the car. It wasn't that dirty, to be honest. Just take the mats out and what have you. Yeah, Toyota mats in a Suzuki. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Remove the car seat. Fun and games. Go take some photos. Call it a day. So do a bit of a comparison. Before, that one's not quite as bad. And power YouTube. Sorry, I lied. I decided to show my work. Some people like seeing that, so it is what it is. So for the deeper scratches, I'm going to use my orbital. Maybe I should empty the thing, so like a leg in. And then I'm just going to give it pretty much just a light once over with some 600 or fine grit sandpaper. So I'm see if we can take out some of these deeper scratches. May need a very light grinding too. We'll just see how it goes. But just want to hide all of that basically. Yeah, not super exciting work, but just have a look at what the wheels look like underneath. So with a nice black, it'll just pop a lot better. With the back wheels are a lot worse for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they were set out in the weather a bit more. Anyways, so after a light sand, we got all of that, well, pretty much most of all of that scratching out, which will look a lot nicer once we hit it with some shiny paint. So from that to that, and then yeah. Now if for some reason some of the scratches are a little bit deep, but these ones are potentially, you know, we've got the majority of them out, and we could potentially keep sanding and sanding and sanding, but we don't want to, you know, sort of cut through the plastic too much. But you know, a bit of fine like body filler or bog or whatever you want to call it will just fix that up. I'm not going to bother with it. I think the paint will cover it perfectly fine, and it still looks a hell of a lot better than it did. So we're just going to give these a fine sand now and hit them, clean them up, give them some paint, and yeah, I'll show you the finishing product shortly. You might be thinking to yourself, why bother? You can go down to Autobarn or Supercheap and just pick up a set for 20 bucks or whatever. That's true. If these were Suzuki hubcaps for my Suzuki Swift, I probably would, and if I didn't care too much about the car, I probably would. But on this channel we like to restore things. It's taken me, you know, a couple of minutes to clean them up. It's gonna cost me cents in paint to give them a quick dust over. You know, just showing you can do stuff at home. Like you might have a favourite sort of, you know, covers that have become a bit sort of questionable over the years, and you can do the same thing yourself potentially. But yeah, I mean, if these weren't Suzuki, proper Suzuki, you know, OEM factory, you know, caps, covers or whatever, I 100% probably would have just went down and got some new silver or chrome ones. But and I've done that in the past with different cars. But yeah. So yeah, before. So after one pretty generous coat, already looking pretty decent. I'm going to have some lunch and put another coat on them and get to the other ones and do some tyres as well. So guys, got the wheels off and just started rubbing this one back. So we're going from that to... Now, if you're thinking about getting into painting for the first time, you've never really done much painting before or whatever else, rims, especially underneath a set of covers, are the perfect thing to sort of practice on or get started on. Just give them a light sand back and then splash some paint on them. I would normally tape these up, but I'm fairly confident with a spray can and black on black tyres. Sort of hides it a little bit, so it's not the end of the world. It looks like I need to do a bit of jibber drying, as there's still moisture down in here. But I've got a heat gun for that. So yeah, when we come back, we'll put the first coat on. Also, check out all the filth I got off those tyres. There's about 10 rags there just covered in crap. The dirt and mud and stuff and rust that was on there. Then, bam! Just like that with one coat. So looking $1 million better. And then with... Yeah, no, it'll look better on the car, but it's gonna pop, trust me. It's gonna look fresh, factory fresh. So done 2. I'll let them. This paint takes a lot longer to clear for some reason. The Rust-Oleum stuff. So I'll do another 2, maybe 3 coats on that, and then we'll let that dry overnight. Then we'll throw them all back on the car, and then we'll do the back section. But I won't show you the back section because I've already showed you the front section. We'll just go straight to the detailing part, and then yeah, another video done, another car done, hopefully. I was umming and ahhing about doing the windscreen wipers. Sometimes I repaint them. Probably look nice with a fresh coat of black paint, but they're not terrible. I'll definitely paint those on the Rocky because they're very terrible. But then you look at the Jeep and it's still in pretty good condition. I'm going to get around to doing the missus's car eventually, the windscreen wipers. Maybe I'll do them today just for fun. I've got some new blades for them as well, so maybe if I'm feeling inspired enough, I'll jump in and do that. I'm just having a lazy Saturday. I'll come back out in a bit and do another coat of paint and what have you, and yeah. G'day, welcome back to Brooksy's Car Restorations. Sorry Dad, you can say it now. G'day. So, I haven't decided whether or not I'm gonna make this two different videos, or if I'm just gonna put it all in one. So that's why I've got a second introduction, blah blah blah, whatever. Anyways, different day anyways, what have you. So tomorrow, the old Wrangler is going in for a check, registration check. So we're just snipping up a few little bits and pieces on it today. We may get to work on the Triumph a bit later on, we don't know yet, but at this stage we've got 2 lights that need sorting out. The Parker on the passenger side is out and the rear blinker light's out. So Dad's having fun trying to get into this light.
I fixed the blinker already.
And he's fixed the blinker already, sweet. Yep. Installed a new radiator cap because that was leaking. If you haven't watched the last video, that was what was in the last video. I don't know if I'll mess with that guard yet. If we've got time today, we might not. I don't think they'll necessarily knock that, but if they do, we'll smash that out. Tomorrow, the rear seat's coming in. So that's something to look forward to, putting that seat in. getting all that fixed up. The other thing we're going to smash out today is that door thing. Come off, we're going to re-weld that in, and there's an exhaust leak which we need to sort out for registration. So that will sort out a bit of our morning. Not sure how much of it will film. But yeah, and I'm also telling both cars today too. I'm not sure how much of that I'll film either, but the Swift and the bloody Wrangler, not him, we'll get a good detail hopefully as well if we get time. But yeah, at the very least it'll get a good outer wash. Yeah, it's not, neither car are terrible. I mean, you know, it's a little bit dusty and what have you, greasy looking, but the floors and that aren't terrible, seats aren't terrible. The back floor's slightly stained, but it's not really dirty. I mean, these are need to tend to properly before I sell the car. But yeah. Anyway, we'll get into it, eh? So, Dad and I are going to go get the back bench seat very shortly, and I'm just wanted to show you what I'm sort of dealing with. I'll give you a bit of a before and after. So the products I'm using today: drill brush, my homemade shampoo, and my Vax which is in there, wet and dry Vax. So yeah, we've got a fairly clear oil stain here. A few little oil stains or mud stains maybe here and there on the carpet. Another little oil stain there. They removed the back seat and they were using it to cart stuff around in, I guess. Some sort of stainage just there. So we'll let things soak and there as well. See see, give it a good drill brush and see if we can't get it out. Might take a couple of passes, we'll see. So that's the after one go over. Now, there was a stain there. It's still a little bit there. We got the majority of it out though. I also cut a hole in the carpet because it was sticking up over this thing, which is the child restraint thingy, well, for the seat, which I'll be using shortly. There was some marks up here which are basically gone. I forgot to hit that. There was another mark right there somewhere. It's virtually gone. There's a few green spots here and there. I think on the second pass over, I'm out of product. I've got to make some more up. We're going to go have lunch soon, so I can't bother. There's some sort of hole there, and another one there, which I got most of the stain out of. All of this middle section will be under the seat from that bracket and that bracket to those brackets up there. So you won't necessarily see that so much, not that it's that bad there, but that whole side's looking pretty good. There's a stain in that corner, there's some stains up the side, and there's a stain up there somewhere. This back floor, not too bad. I've got everything out except for that little bit of a rust stain. Again, I can come back and give it a second hit later. And that other back floor, not too shabby. You can see some marks in that in there, it's like watermarks, so it'll, once it dries a bit, we'll back it out in the sun shortly and let it dry out. So some of those marks will go away, like that mark there from the shampoo once it starts to dry. So yeah, it'll look a lot better. And oh man, it smells great. When if you haven't seen the video where I make my own cleaning product, it's potentially worth a look. And you know, we use the power of, for the example of this particular video, I use Surf, which has got really good stain cutting, getting rid of power. So yeah, so I find it quite a way of cleaning my carpets. Each to their own. when you're doing lots of detailing, it's always good to cut back on product costs, and still have a reasonably good product. Anyways, we're gonna get some lunch. Rightio. So Dad's gonna have fun. I still been having lunch, but I forgot Dad still had a little bit to weld up, which is he's gonna put a few tacks on.
Hopefully.
He's stressing about getting his big fat head in this little tiny hole. Story of his life. Oh, sorry, Dad.
Exactly.
Now my door won't hopefully fling open and smash into the car anymore.
Well, that one looks good.
How do the floor pans look? I haven't pulled that stuff up before. Did it weld alright?
That one's perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the two at the front I can get at, but around the back, up around inside the footwell, it's going to be hard to get at.
How do the floor pans look?
Yeah, perfect.
I've never pulled up the carpet, so I was curious.
It has run without the mats for a while, because there's a few places where the paint's all scuffed off the floor.
Okay.
I think. Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Oh,
So, well, problem for someone else or for a later day.
What?
What? Carry on, carry on. My wayward son. Give the old man some air. I'm his biggest fan. I can smell something cooking. Alrighty. So she's all welded back in. Not sure I like this design so much with the belts and everything, but
My Mini's got
it's a Jeep thing, I guess.
My 67 Mini's got the same thing.
Yeah,
That's what they used to do.
fair enough. They just seem so flimsy, like the cord could break or yeah. Anyways, that's not going nowhere. Where's it going? Nowhere.
In America, they just remove the doors when they go four-wheel driving.
Good day for a cruise. I'm gonna go pick up the seat for the Wrangler in Murbar.
We're doing 65 in 100 zone flying some lots of people out.
Grab some lunch while we're out potentially. Follow on a Tezza Tory. But yeah, just some quality time with old man. I mean young man.
Going and picking up the seats, meddling and spanner on the car in the heat.
It's a bit of a warm one. We'll see you shortly.
Mid-30s today.
Yeah. Stopped off at Uncle Tom's Pies. What did you get, Dad?
Steak and mushroom.
Yep.
And peach crumble with fresh cream.
Ooh-wee. So I got a butter chicken, pepper steak, and an apple pie with some cream. Let's do it. Oh, and a drink. Iced coffee. Nice. Alrighty. We got it home just in time. I think I did pretty good. This seat's in great condition. And got a bit of a storm rolling in. I kept this out in the sun. It's dried considerably now. There's still slight stainage there. But overall it's not too bad. Might give it another once over before I sell it if I'm not happy with it. But the smell's a lot better now too. Smells great. So yeah, with the power of YouTube, we'll put this sucker in. Ready? There we bloomin' go. Brand new second-hand seat. I mean, oh crap! Can't even walk straight. Not too effing shabby, if you ask me. I'll put the carpet back down. Maybe. Oh, crap. Anyways, you get the point. Yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. Doesn't exactly match the front seats, although the leather's very similar. It's like a little bit darker grey, but the front seats are like a, I don't know, more of a diamondy shape, a bit more rainbowy looking, where these are brown. But mate, all these seats are in bloody beautiful condition for a car as cheap as this. Obviously I've still got to detail the front floors and stuff, but yeah, nice enough to get the inspection done tomorrow, potentially. I was going to give it a wash, and I might still, but we'll see what the weather's doing. Yeah, anyways. Check it out. She passed. So yeah, all that hard work we put in yesterday paid off. Went for inspection today. They didn't knock anything. They could have knocked a couple of things or given us a couple of advisories, but they didn't. I got it fairly nicely clean though. Yeah, it's got a really nice purple, metallic purple in it, which will come up really nice with the polish. Wasn't sure about the colour to begin with, but it's growing me now. So yeah, we can drive her around now. She's back on the road. Look, I'm a bit burnt. Registered in New South Wales. Still got a few little things left to do on her before we get rid of her, or keep her. Either way, just a few little touch-ups here and there, some paint, blah blah. And yeah, hopefully the Swift will be up for sale very shortly. It's got a couple little things left to do on it as well. But yeah, gonna go fill this car up full of fuel and take it for a long, big long cruise with the family. Well, until next time. And we probably might be going to some sort of a car show tomorrow, so may film that. But yeah, anyways, to be continued.